Make an assessment of Jayanta Mahapatra's poetic technique on the basis of his poem The Abandoned British Cemetery at Balasore. Marks 10 to 12. Answer. A wizard of post-independence Indian English poetry, Jayanta Mahapatra is known for his outstanding poetic dexterity of handling various themes. He is noted to use a very significant and often very idiosyncratic style in his poetry. In the poem The Abandoned British Cemetery, Mahapatra expresses a crisis of culture and tradition in his mind while entering a British cemetery. As usual, it is the diction and the play of words that immediately catch the eye of the reader of this poem. The diction is pithy, economical, pointed, and startlingly fresh. Mahapatra uses various animal imagery that accentuates his alien, dehumanized self. Through the eerie, macabre, physical state of the scrawny lizard and the scorpion, the poet is apt enough to emphasize the terrible loneliness and the crisis in his mind. Mahapatra's use of imagery in his poetic works is adroitly built up by the recurring words and phrases forming patterns of motifs and images throughout. The repetition of words like history, legend, grass, dead, ruins, etc. is significant in the abandoned British cemetery at Balasore. Moreover, Mahapatra is outstanding in creating particular phrases that easily lend a deep poetic resonance to his constant preoccupation. Alienated decay, archaic dead, flaking history, baleful literal, timeless ennui, final bone, useless rain, survivors issuing cry etc. are perfect paradigms in this context. Mahapatra's poetic vision is complemented by his mature and sophisticated poetic vein. In keeping with his gnawing poetic concerns, his poetic images are complex, abstract but nonetheless vivid and satisfying. His images often may appear disconnected, but to the discerning eye a meaningful and significant thread seems to run through them, lending a subtle charm in the bargain. In the abandoned British cemetery at Balasore, the crumbling graveyard is the dominant image. This compelling image is highlighted by the minor details of alienated decay, archaic dead, bramble and grass, weed, 39 graves, etc. As one reads on, keeping in mind the series of images, one is conscious of the quiet interplay of the objective and subjective worlds in Mahapatra. The poet physically observes the ruins of stone and marble and the crumbling wall of brick. Though he apparently continues to describe the graveyard as the coma of alienated decay, there has already been a change in the subject of discussion. For, it is he who is the alienated one, decaying with inaction or in a state of living death which is his coma. So the poet, too, is no more alive than the archaic dead in the graves. In this way, Mahapatra is seen to give a new thrust to the modernist movement in Indian poetry in English that works around concrete experience, a rational thinking and the imagist technique. Mahapatra's rhythm is easy, flexible in perfect harmony with the flow of his thoughts. In the abandoned British cemetery at Balasore, he writes, "It is the cholera still, death's sickly trickle, that plagues the sleepy shacks beyond this hump of earth. Moving easily, swiftly, with quiet power through both past and present." Rhetorical questions, too, abound in Mahapatra's poetry. He questions, "Of what concern to me is a vanished empire?" This is the question, the very crux of Mahapatra's concern in the abandoned British cemetery at Balasore. In the poem, the reader, however, finds a mature Mahapatra, reaching out to the past to redefine human predicament through the ages, the past, the present, and the future. In a style which is poetic and compelling, with forceful metaphors and images, along with a powerful diction, Mahapatra has turned his solitary sauntering around an abandoned cemetery to bring out a range of deep philosophical musings on the sufferings and pain of man and his state of helplessness. Down the ages. Finished. Thank you for watching the video. Please do not forget to subscribe, like and comment.